Morning Zompoc!
Good morning, Zompoc. Welcome to the Good Morning Zompoc podcast.
Yeah.
I'm Bex, and that was Mark.
Hello. How are you?
I'm okay.
It's been a good week. It's been a hell of a week, isn't it? A hell of a week.
It has been a good week. It's been like, if you're a member of our Good Morning Zompoc Facebook group, you may have noticed we've had fucking tons of activity on there. Like, everyone's interacting. There's like funny games going on. People are having a laugh. People are having a joke. It's great.
It's good. Yeah, the community has been brought together since GMZ Live. We have finally brought all of the zombie groups from around the internet together, and we're all in GMZ, and we're having a big group hug, and everybody's loving it.
And it's taken 2 years, but we're finally popular, Mark.
We are part of the popular group. I like to think that, you know, I am the leader of the popular group now. Is that the case, Bex? Am I now the?
No.
Am I the big daddy?
No. Please don't call yourself Big Daddy. Please never refer to yourself as Big Daddy ever again.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Ever. Never ever. If you do it again...
Just say it one time.
I'm
just say it one time. Just say, you're the Big Daddy. Just say it. Say it. You're the Big Daddy.
No, you're not the Big Daddy. No. I'm not even going to entertain this idea. It's just not happening.
Oh, I'm crying. So, in the interest of bringing the community together, we feel that with great power comes great responsibility, doesn't it, Bex?
It does, yes.
So we have, like Spider-Man.
We have the power now. We have the power to help people and do some good with this newfound power.
Yes. And so what we want to do with our newfound power and popularity is to help others, is to, you know, the people who are out there and they're trying to network and they're trying to communicate with other people and they're trying to get in touch with all the zombie community, the young up and coming aspiring authors, the people that very often we dismiss, and I don't mean that in a cruel way, but Bex and I will tell you that people will often email us, or they'll message us on Facebook, or they'll hide in the bushes outside our home, and they'll say, "I'm an aspiring author," and you go, "Yeah, cool, thanks. Send me the book." Because
I've actually had a book being sent through to me today that I've got to read, so I'm going to read it, and if it's any good, we'll plug him too. Sure.
I mean, it's one of those things with a lot of people, isn't it, Bex? They tell us they're aspiring authors, but they never actually write the damn book. They always go, "Oh, I'm an aspiring author." You go,
"I'm going to send you the book," but then it never materialises.
Never materialises. So, in an interest of no longer dismissing the young up and coming authors, we're doing a special episode this week.
Yes, it's a public service.
Is it? Is it a public service?
It's a public service.
Lovely. Oh, I'm a public servant. I've come over all lot.
Oh dear.
No. So yeah, this week the aspiring author episode is dedicated to authors out there, or people who just think, you know, maybe I could do this too. You know, if Matt Hickman can write a book, then so can I. And that's probably true, to be fair, because let's be honest, he's got hands like 2 bunches of bananas, and no one's quite sure how he manages to write words down.
Okay, this has just gone very weird all of a sudden, but yes. So tonight,
what, Hickman, the banana hand monster hiding in the cupboard? Sorry,
I'm just wondering why you know so much about Matt Hickman's hands. Like, how do you know they're so big? You've not seen them in person. Or have you? Have you had a finger up the bum? I don't know.
Wow, see, now you took it from being something to something else, didn't you? That's the thing.
You were the one calling yourself Big Daddy. Oh.
Right, so where was we?
So basically, we're going to plug 3 aspiring authors today. Some of them have got books out. Some of them haven't. Well, I'll say 2 of them have got books out, 1 of them hasn't. But the one who hasn't is furiously writing away to create a story, shall we say. So yeah, we're going to have a little chat about them. We're not actually going to have them on the podcast because it's a little bit difficult to kind of have 3 people on the podcast talking. It just gets too long, and, you know, it's Friday night. So yeah. Just going to.
And let's be honest, you know, they are aspiring authors, not actual authors yet. So, you know, when they're famous, they can come back.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll actually talk to them in person.
We'll actually talk to them. At the moment, I'm not wasting my fucking time on that. I'm not wasting my time. Okay, so first of all is TD Ricketts. Now, TD Ricketts, I know because when I did the Good Morning Zompoc charity zombie anthology, Treasured Chess, he submitted a story. And he very kindly, this was his first ever published story, and he very kindly sent me the story. It was good. I'm not going to blow smoke up his arse and say it was the best story in the book, because obviously we had, professional authors there too. But it was good enough to get in the book, and it hold its own, which is...
And that's something.
That's without doubt, without doubt. So it was good enough to get in the book. It held its own. That was the first published works he ever had. And then since then, T.D. Ricketts has gone on to do shitloads, right?
And it's only been a year, hasn't it, really?
It's only been a year. Yeah, literally, it's been a year this month. It came out last September. So GMZ Treasured Chess was his first book. Then he did Undead Worlds, which is the Reanimated Writers lot. That's their anthology. Then he did Mad Like Me. Zombie Road. See, Zombie Road is the anthology based in David Simpson's Zombie Road world. I would have thought that's a hard one to get into. I mean, you've got to know the whole world, haven't you, and how it works. So he was in that. Then he was in Choose Your Doom, Endangered Species, Mystery Monster 13. So he's been in lots, hasn't he?
He has.
He prefers to write in a zombie genre, but will also write in horror and also write from a sort of prepper perspective. He likes that sort of American survival stuff. Because T.D. Ricketts is an American, in case you was wondering. So he does that sort of prepper zombie horror stuff. Up and coming, so he's got some other stuff coming that he's part of. So he's doing a collection of his own short stories. That's going to be, I think it's called Puppies, Orphans and Zombies, which sounds kind of cool. So that sounds, there's...
It sounds really sad, like puppies and orphans in a zombie apocalypse sounds really sad. Like there's two of the saddest groups to kind of get eaten
puppies
by
are not
zombies.
sad.
No, they're not sad. But, if you were in a zombie apocalypse, who would you be sad about getting eaten by a zombie? It would be a puppy and an orphan, wouldn't it, really?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I see what he's done there. He's made like a trilogy, like the Pyramid of Zombie Sadness, with the puppies at the top, because that's really sad.
Blind
and then orphans
nuns as
just
well
below.
would be quite sad.
Yeah, I'm not as bothered by those. But the puppies, definitely. I mean, definitely dogs. Doggos, I'd save those bad boys. Orphans, I might. I don't know. Come on, they got
They've
to look
already
after
been
themselves.
through enough. They're orphans.
But they should know what they're doing then, shouldn't they? So yeah, Bikers versus Zombies. So this is a series he's doing in the future, which is, it sounds a bit like what did I do? I did Taylors versus Zombies. So it sounds like, the Cockneys versus Zombies, the whole versus Zombies thing, which seems to be a theme that we do. But Bikers versus Zombies sounds cool. So he comes from Michigan in the USA. That's where he lives. If you want to get in touch with him, you can get in touch with him on Facebook, which is TD Ricketts Writing. He's got an author page out there, and he's on Amazon, and he does all that stuff. So I would definitely recommend checking him out if you're into that sort of zombie American prepper type stuff. He's got loads of short stories, loads of stuff coming on, and he's definitely one for the future. I reckon he'll be back in
Bigger
a year
and
or
better.
so with his own series. That'll be very popular. So that's TD Ricketts. Check him out. Number 2 on our list is R.L. Chambers. Now, am I allowed to say his actual name? Because his author name's R.L. Chambers, but we all call him Ricky, don't we?
Yeah.
So that's his name. We call him Ricky. So R.L. Chambers, who's Ricky.
Ricky.
Similar thing to Ricky.
Ricky. What are you doing, Ricky?
So Ricky Chambers, the way you say Ricky goes right through me. I get it's like a spear goes right through me from my rectum to my brain. It's horrible.
Is that when Matt puts one of his fingers up there?
It's what it feels like. Oh, sorry. Especially if he ain't cut his nails this week. Right. That's what it feels like. It's rude. So, Ricky Chambers, or R.L. Chambers as his author name, again, same sort of thing as T.D. Ricketts. That he sent me a story. Actually, how did this story go? So we had the Treasure Chest, which was a zombie anthology. I saw someone else out on the internet say that there's a young up-and-coming author who they've just read their story, they just beta read it, they really liked it. Then I found out it was R.L. Chambers, and then I think he submitted it to the anthology. So I actually heard it was good before he sent it to me. Then he sent it to me. And again, I don't want to blow smoke up his arse, because I know he's got better and better and better as the time's gone on. But it wasn't the best thing he's ever wrote, and it wasn't the best thing in the book. But it was good enough to get into Treasure Chest, the charity book. It was definitely good enough to be published. It definitely held its own. So, I'm not saying it was a work of genius, but it was good. It was good. So he did the story in Treasure Chest. That was his first ever publication. So both T.D. Ricketts and R.L. Chambers, both of them I published for the first time, which gives me a sense of achievement. And then he's gone on to do some crazy, crazy stuff. He's done Brony's Gone Wild. I did not know that was even a thing, but apparently he's published in that. The Horror Squad Road Warriors Anthology. He's part of that. Demons, Devils, Denizens of Hell Volume 2.
That sounds
Volume
interesting.
1. Yeah, I missed Volume 1. So, but then he's done Tales from the Zombie Road, the Long Haul Anthology, which is the same one that T.D. Ricketts was in. Again, I think that must be a hard anthology to get into. So that was, that's really well done. Then he done his own charity anthology. He's gone on and he's taken it to the next level and done his own book, which is The Night of the Living Cure, which was when I brought out the last anthology I did. It was just towards the end of mine coming off of the top of the charts. His one kind of took over. So it was, I think he was above me. Knocked me off for a day and then we come back. But it's, yeah. So it was a good book, charity book, and it was a lot of hard work for them to do. And they put it all together and it's done really, really well. Raised a lot of money for charity. And obviously R.L. Chambers was responsible for that. His preferred genre is to write zombies, obviously, but he also does horror and sci-fi, which is good. He's currently writing a short story for us, for the Romance is Dead anthology. He's going to be part of that, so he's writing something for that, so hopefully that'll be good. In a weird twist of fate, he also offered, he asked me if I'd write for his own next anthology, which I've agreed to do, so he's doing another anthology, and I'm going to be part of that, so I'll be plugging that in the future. So he's planning a collection of zombie stories, and they'll be called Dead as Fuck.
Dead as fuck.
So, Dead as Fuck. I actually quite like the sound of that.
Yeah, Dead
I know,
as
I've just read
fuck.
It's good. I can really promote that. Dead
Yeah.
as fuck. You are dead as fuck. So there's going to be other sort of anthologies that he's doing and stuff. So he's got a Facebook page, which is R.L. Chambers. He's got Amazon, which is R.L. Chambers. I think that's all the stuff he's got. So he's got lots of cool stuff coming up in the future. Again, I'm almost 100% convinced that a year down the line or 2 years down the line, he's going to be up there with Ricky Fleet and these type of guys, as in people who are well known for their own stories, not just taking part in anthologies, but well known for their own work. And I think he can make it. He's getting better and better with each one.
Yeah, definitely. So the third one we've got is someone you won't have heard of at all. She's got absolutely nothing published, but you've actually read a little something of hers, haven't you, Mark? And you said that she's good.
Yes.
Just needs to get herself out there.
Yes. So what happened was, I'll tell you the tale.
All right.
What happened was, when we did GMZ Live, we was there, and there was lots of people there and lots of people just talking to us. And her name's Stevie Williams, and she came up to me or Giles or someone and said, "Oh, I'm an aspiring author." Because
she's quite pally with Claire Riley, isn't she?
Yes, she was part of Claire Riley's mob, and so she was part of there to see her. And she said, "I'm an aspiring author. Would you mind reading my work?" And I said, "Yeah, of course, I'll read your work. I don't care, but write the fucking book," which is what I always say as an adage. And then after talking to her, because she does like fantasy and romance and stuff as well, I said, "Look, we're doing this romance anthology. If you've got anything that's good, send it me and I'll read it, and if it's good enough, we'll publish you in the Romance is Dead thing." So I didn't think anything of it. Like most people, I assumed that I would either A, never receive it, or B, receive it and it would be rubbish. Right. There was a C, apparently. What happened was she sent it and it was actually quite good. So I've accepted her into the anthology, the Romance is Dead anthology, and it's a good story. It's going to hold its own. It's definitely going to be up there with the top, half a dozen stories in the book. So I'm really pleased about that, and it'll be her first ever publication. So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so I know she's working on other things. So she's working on kind of short stories, like told at the start of the zombie apocalypse, and then she's also working on. So she likes writing kind of post-apocalyptic romance, fantasy, things like that. And I know she's almost finished the first book, hasn't she, of her fantasy series. And then she's got book 2 and 3 in the pipeline, but then obviously not been started to write yet. And she has got a Facebook group called Stevie's Starlets if you want to join that. But yeah, Stevie Williams thinks she's definitely one to watch. And it's good to have another woman in the Zompoc genre.
Oh, agreed. I mean, and that's one of the reasons why I was keen for her to submit to the Romance is Dead, because I think women are underrepresented within the genre, and I think sometimes their work is, I wouldn't say it's demeaned, but it's pushed back a level. The very much the popular stuff within the genre, especially on the other side of the Atlantic, not so much on this side, but more so on that, it tends to lean itself towards more military, to more about tactics, to more about hardware, about sort of brothers in arms and military stuff, which is cool, and it sells fantastically well, that stuff, and that's great.
But I think if she can get this kind of like post-apocalyptic romance right, she's in like a niche market, because you don't hear that much about it. Like loving the zombie apocalypse. I know we've got the anthology coming out, but if she kind of focuses on that niche, she's gonna go places.
Yes. So that is our first ever aspiring authors episode, which I think we should do this like on a regular basis, every few weeks, every few months, or whatever it is. We'll pick three people who are writing stories. You don't have to be published. You don't have to have plans to be published. You can just say, look, I want to be a writer. This is what I've done. This is what I'm doing. Can you talk about me? So if you want to do that,
we will.
Yeah, yes, we will. Obviously, there's some people we won't talk about. Matt Hickman and his giant banana hands. He's not welcome. Because he's... What was that?
That was me just throwing up in my mouth a little bit.
Oh my god. It was horrendous. I think what we should do with the second half, because we have some time left, I think what we should do is we should go revisit Zombie Ate My Panties by Jocelyn Dex. What do you think? Yay!
I fucking love Zombie Ate My Panties.
Yeah, we haven't done this in ages, and I think we really need to finish the book.
And it's so much fun.
We're about halfway through, so we've probably got about another 3 episodes to get it done. So let's do the sexy music. Right, I need to get my reading voice on. Sexy reading voice. Once back home, he carried the groceries in and set them on the kitchen counter. Thanks, Zeke. While I put the groceries away, do you think you can take the clothes from the hamper and put them in the washing machine?
I swear to God, she just uses him like a slave.
I know. She had him help her with that chore several times, but had never let him do it on his own. Oh God, I'm really struggling to talk. I'm gonna right. God, I can't read. She'd had him help.
Put your teeth in.
Oh, put my teeth in. She'd had him help her with that chore several times, but had never let him do it on his own. Other than a few snafus. I hate that fucking word, snafu. Snaffus. He was really doing well today, so it would be a good test.
Oh.
He moaned at her. Use your words, Zeke. He pulled at the mask on his face. Off. I'll take it off.
Off what?
His mask. He wants to take his mask off.
Oh, he's not talking about the clothes anymore.
No, his mask. He's wearing. If I take it off, will you wash the clothes? No words, but he did give an awkward nod. He scrubbed at his.
What is an awkward nod?
Well, you imagine a normal nod, and then go, eh. He scrubbed at his face again when she took it off. Then he sauntered off in the direction of the laundry room. Da, 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 da.
He sauntered. He didn't stumble or,
He's a
trip
zombie.
over himself because he's a zombie. He, sauntered jauntily.
I've never seen... Yeah, I've never seen a zombie saunter. Mentally crossing her fingers, she turned her attention to putting the groceries away. When she finished and Zeke hadn't reappeared, and she didn't hear the washer, she went to check on him. He sat on the...
Oh, what's he doing?
You know what's coming. He sat on the floor.
What's he doing?
Dirty clothes all around him. And he was chewing on something. Oh, shit.
He was chewing on shit.
Zeke, what are you eating? Zeke, what are you eating? You'll make yourself sick. He gazed up at her.
He's chewing on shit, isn't he?
He gazed up at her, but continued munching. So she grabbed at the object hanging out of his mouth. When he growled at her, "Rawr!" She smacked him in the face.
Like a dog.
And he relinquished it. She cringed when she figured out what the item was.
I'm loving the sound effects, by the way.
It's like being there. She cringed when she figured out what the item was, or at least what it had been. A pair of her panties. Only a small swatch of bright pink fabric was left. Damn it! It was one of her favourite pairs, and if he got sick from it, she'd get reamed by the IRA if they found out.
My dog once ate a pair of my underwear. And then he shat it out outside a church.
Maybe that's what Zeke's going to do, shit it outside a church.
Shit it out outside of a church. Simon had to pull it out of his bum.
Oh, that's disgusting. Honestly, why did you tell me that story?
Because I thought it was relevant to the
story. Yeah, it is, right? But in future, keep those to yourself.
Okay, I will.
Right, carry on. She squeezed her eyes closed and howled deeply to embrace calm. Why would you eat my panties?
What, she sniffed her pants?
Tastes good. He scrunched up his face in a look of deep concentration. Like you.
Oh, that's made me, feel a bit sick.
Ugh.
Ugh.
It was her turn. It was her turn to blink dumbly at. Dumbly.
Fucking
hell.
Dumbly dum dum dum.
It was her turn to blink dumbly at him. She couldn't decide if that should scare her, turn her on, or totally gross her out.
The last one, definitely.
Well, this isn't food. No panty eating. Understand? He grunted.
Although some men probably paid good money for that.
When she started picking the clothes up to put them in the washer, he grabbed her wrist. Me, he said. He tossed clothes in the washer, dumped way too much detergent in, closed the lid, and pushed start. Then he turned to her with that creepy...
It's pretty much how Simon does the washing.
Then he turned to her with that creepy, toothy grin. Good job, she said, smiling back at him. She didn't want to ruin the moment by nitpicking the amount of detergent. Let's work on your cards.
That's what I did to Simon too.
Let's work on your cards and get it out of the way. Then we'll make lunch. He followed her to the living room where they...
They're going to play solitaire or something.
We'll see. He followed her to the living room where they both sat on the couch. She pulled out the flashcards and began holding them up one at a time. As she held the first one up, he said, "Cat." "Eat or not eat?" she asked. He licked his lips. "Not eat." "Correct."
He doesn't run a Chinese restaurant then.
Well, yeah. No comment. The next card was a naked woman, and his eyes lit up. Boobs? Then he frowned. Do you want me to do that again, Bex?
I'm wondering why they thought it was relevant to put a naked woman flashcard in, and B, I just liked your impression of him saying boobs.
Yeah, I'll do it again for you. Boobs? Then he frowned.
Boobs?
He knows they're boobs, but he's not sure they're boobs because they're on a card. You know what I mean? It's like they're boobs, but are they boobs?
Boobs?
Yeah, boobs.
A little inflection at the end there.
Then he frowned. Not yours. Correct. It's a naked woman with boobs. and they're not mine. Eat or not eat?
What is that question?
Are we eating the boobs or are we not eating the boobs? Why say it's...
Are we eating the woman?
Yeah,
Are we...
Exactly. We seem to have focused on the boobs rather than the human being that's in the photograph. Right.
Yeah, I mean, like, why do you need to have a naked woman? If you're just going to think about, not eating a woman, then...
Surely just a woman's
fully clothe her.
Yeah. He's
just patriarchal.
Yeah.
But what's the IRA that are doing this?
Yeah, they've always been fuckers, haven't they, since the 70s, to be fair.
Yeah.
His gaze shot to her chest as he reached for her... Sorry, I did that wrong. His gaze shot to her chest as he reached for her. Touch. She couldn't hold back a laugh as she fended him off. Yes, sometimes... Yes, sometimes we'll make more on that one another day. Fucking hell. An hour later, they made it through the stack of cards. He did well for the most part, but insisted on calling children snacks. Wow, super creepy.
Ah, they are. They're good on toast.
Should have to work hard with him on that because the IRA would certainly never deem him rehabilitated with that particular quirk. No, eating children is a bit...
I love how that's a quirk. Eating
bit of a quirk. Well, you know what he's like? Uncle Zeke, he's a bit of...
He's a nice bloke. He's just got a bit of a weird quirk.
Well, your Uncle Zeke is a bit quirky, so...
Yeah, so just avoid his mouth.
Yeah.
Just avoid being alone with him in the kitchen, Timmy.
Yeah, I've had an uncle like that. When he clicked his... Where am I? She stacked the cards neatly and set them on the coffee table. Ready for lunch? When he clicked his teeth together... Oh, do the teeth clicking thing. Go on. Yeah, that's horrible. It makes me cringe. When he clicked his teeth together, she suppressed a shudder and stood and motioned for him. He lumbered after her to the kitchen. When she bent down to get a frying pan from
lumbering.
You're going to like this bit. Look, I'll do it slowly so you can really, enjoy it. When she bent down to... Oh God, I'll start again. When she bent down to get a frying pan from the cabinet, he grabbed her hips and pressed his erection into her arse crack.
Into it.
Zeke.
Into the crack.
Zeke, stop. I'm trying to... Zeke, stop. I'm trying to make lunch. He grunted and ground against her.
Like pepper.
Aren't you hungry? She straightened and somehow managed to twist out of his grip to face him. A shiver shot down her spine when he trapped her against the counter with his body, leaned down and clicked his teeth together next to her ear. Hungry.
Right. The creepy uncle all over again.
We're going to leave it at that because I think that's enough. We're going to finish on the word hungry. Was he...
That is just like whet people's appetite, that, hasn't it?
It has. And wet is the exact expression we're looking for.
It's all moist. It's just moist all over the place. God. Everybody's appetite is
Someone
moist.
Get Bex a mop.
Just slopped all over the place.
So we're going to leave it at
Somebody
that.
get me a tea towel.
So we're going to leave it at that. And then next week when we do it, or whenever we do another episode, we'll do another 10 minutes and then we'll do another 10 minutes. And before you know it, the story will be finished and we'll be spending our evenings dreaming of Zeke and how we managed to shove it in so eloquently on so many occasions. It's truly a romantic tale, don't you think?
Because I'm not sure that you can actually shove something in an arse crack when you're both fully clothed. I'm going to work on the logistics of this.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't want to get into the details exactly, Bex, but we all know how it works. I'm just saying, if you've been there, you've been there. If you haven't,
I don't think I've been there.
Anyway, that was Good Morning Zompoc this week. I'd like to say a few thank yous, if I may. I'd like to thank Bex for being wonderful as usual, and always, enriching my soul and making this always a wonderful experience. I love Fridays when we do podcasts.
Or incoherent with my fuzzy head.
Yes, she's got a fuzzy head.
I have fuzzy head today. I have fuzzy head syndrome.
She's got a great big afro. That's what she means by a fuzzy head. She's actually got an afro at the moment because she's been doing her, afro thing. I don't know where that joke was going without being offensive.
No, I'm not sure where it was either.
No, so it didn't go anywhere in the end. It just stayed where it was, and now people are making their own punchlines. Some of them are racist, some of them not so much. But there are their own punchlines, so I'm not responsible for them.
Bit of cultural appropriation going on.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, that's what I should have said. You should have been appropriating other cultures by having an afro. That would have made the joke funny and non-offensive. But instead, I've opened up a door, and now people are writing in to, in their droves. They're writing in saying that I'm offensive and rude when really I'm not. It's like that time today when you said I was sexist, but I wasn't, and then you tried to deep throat me. That was a good day.
That was a good day.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks to Bex for being wonderful. I really enjoy her company. Thank you to...
No, you don't, you fucking liar.
Yeah, I have to say this because otherwise she'll kill me. Thank you for TD Ricketts for allowing us to talk about you on our show. Thank you to RL Chambers for allowing us to talk about you on our show. And thank you to Stevie
Williams.
Yeah, Stevie Williams for...
Stevie Nicks.
Thank you to Stevie Williams for allowing us to talk about you on our show. I think that's all of the thank yous. Do we need to talk about anything else, or are we done?
We can talk about the Facebook group. So like I said, the Facebook group is blowing up. Everyone's having a good time over there. So if you want to join our Facebook group, it is Good Morning Zompoc on Facebook. We have a page and a group. Nothing really happens on the page. I don't even know why we have it. Make sure you join the group.
Yes, join the group. Come have fun. I'm thinking that, we could make it slightly more, I don't know what the word is, risque maybe. We could do some, it's a closed group. So you can put stuff in there.
Yeah.
And there's only a few hundred people, so if you want to say something personal,
only a few hundred people will see your dirty secret.
Yeah, so if you want to put something on there about your dirtiest, filthiest secret, and you just want to share it with a few hundred people, most of them fucking weirdos, then do it. That's I think that's our job. I think that's our role as Good Morning Zompoc, is to make sure people do that. Okay, that's another public service. We should get paid by the BBC for doing this shit. The amount of public service we're doing.
No, we're not really BBC material. We're a bit too risque for the BBC,
No.
I think. Maybe Channel 5.
Do you remember when we did a April Fool's joke and we told everybody that we'd been hired by Channel 4 to do a zombie programme?
Oh, that was fucking
and
hilarious.
People believed us. We got messages of thank you and stuff.
Everyone really believed us though, didn't they?
Yeah.
I felt a bit bad at the end of it because everyone was like so fucking excited.
Yeah, and they were like, no, don't be stupid. Why would anybody hire us? We're fucking idiots.
We're literally just two people that waffle on for 45 minutes every Friday.
Why would anybody pay us to do this? What's the matter
no one
with you?
hiring us. If you think Channel 4 have hired us, then
Yeah.
you need your head looking at.
Yeah, anyway, people believed us and they were congratulating us, and it was nice. It was nice to think that people thought we were capable of that.
It was nice, and then we felt a bit bad, didn't we?
Yeah, I felt like a right problem.
It was like, April Fools.
April Fools, but now I'm going to go away and pretend that didn't happen. Love you, and then I run away.
Bye.
Bye.
Have fun.
Right, everybody, that is the end of our podcast. We've said our thank yous. We've invited you to the Facebook page. We've read a bit of Zombie Ate My Panties. We've talked about aspiring authors. We've done so much in such a short space of time. This is the best.
On about nothing.
Yes, this has got to be the best podcast on earth. I don't know. I don't know if there's a better one. Is there There isn't a better one. I don't even know why I'm considering that there might be. There isn't a better one.
No, we are definitely the best podcast that gets recorded on a Friday night.
Did you know there's another zombie podcast out there? I'm not going to mention names, but they've been going for about 6-7 episodes. And I
in Britain,
I don't know if it's British or not. I'm not sure, but I don't think they're good. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're bad. But they're not as good as us.
No.
Yeah.
Have they got like 40 odd episodes under their belt like we do?
No, they do not. Have they ever, called Donald Trump a cunt even before he was a president? No, I bet they never did that.
Have they ever killed a zombie with a dildo?
Bet they haven't. And do you know what? You're not even in the zombie community unless you've talked about killing a zombie with a dildo. Are you even, are you even here, man? Are you here? No, you're not. Anyway, that's enough waffling. I'm getting hot. It's really hot in here.
Oh, it's all that zombie.
Someone get me a mop.
And on that note, bye.
Bye.